I've noticed that this is a common misconception among believers as a result of a lot of pastors, preachers, ministers, and teachers failing to relay sound doctrine to their congregation. And as a result, there's a lot of misinformation going around in relation to what demons are, as well as what fallen angels are, and people thinking that fallen angels are demons and demons are aliens. It's not the case. And while there are a lot of people who believe that the book of Enoch isn't scripturally sound, it is. And I urge you all to go to God in prayer for a revelation as to whether or not it is scripturally sound, because you should never just take my word for it. You have to hear from God yourself. Both the book of Enoch as well as the book of Genesis tell us of how God set watchers in place to look over man. However, those watchers looked upon the daughters of men, and they wanted them, so they took unto them wives. They procreated with these women, and they gave birth to children. It was these children, some of which ended up being the Nephilim, the giants. This isn't to say that there weren't any other derivatives of their offspring, because there were, but we're talking specifically on the giants because this seems to be a common misconception. Now, the book of Enoch provides more context as to what happened after the flood. You have to understand that the offspring of the fallen and humans should have never happened. However, they existed and they had souls. So what happens with souls that were never authorized to exist? They couldn't go to God. They couldn't go to hell because it wasn't time for them to receive judgment, or to at least wait for judgment. So these are the disembodied spirits of the offspring of the fallen and women. This is why when people get delivered from things, they're delivered from things that human beings actually do. However, it's just done in excess. So we're talking about people with drug addiction, alcohol addiction, food addiction, supreme vanity. There are people who go into debt buying things. These are all spirits. Jesus himself cast out spirits. He cast out demons out of people. Now, when we talk about the fallen, they can manifest in the spiritual, yes, but they can also be physical. Truth be told, I'm not saying this to scare anybody, but there are people walking among us who are not people. They are not people, y'all. And scripture tells us this, to be kind to everyone, because you never know when you're hosting an angel. So if we can host an angel of God, what makes you think we can't host a fallen? Many Christians seem to think that this stuff just ended because the Bible's old. No, these things are still around us today. Whether a demon or a fallen, they all flee away at the mention of the name Jesus Christ, though. Be blessed.